Do you wonder why some people don't tell their friends, their family that they're about to relocate, they're about to JAPA? Or are you part of those friends, those family members that get angry because, oh, you heard that this person has traveled, or without telling you, or you heard that he's about to travel, or you heard very late or something, and you wonder, are you the devil? Or, oh, is it because I'm going to stop it, or do you think I cannot travel or something? No, it's not because of all of those. Stick to my video. Follow me on my YouTube channel, on my Instagram page, on my Facebook page. If you have not followed, please subscribe to my channel, and then you get a lot of more videos from me. I'm back, and I will be talking about my relocation journey. Yeah. So I started my journey, the whole of my journey, in late 2018. I started the mental preparation late 2019, and I told a lot of people, let's try to JAPA, let's travel, let's do this, let's do that, let's prepare for high LTS, let's do this, let's do that. Yeah, I told I told a lot of my friends about it. Even people that I don't know, I randomly made to talk, and then we talk, let's try to JAPA now, let's try to JAPA, let's try to travel, before the condition of Nigeria got really, really bad. Fast forward to February 2019, sorry. I wrote my first IELTS. I wrote IELTS UK VI academic. And when the result came out, I think I had 7.5 in reading, I had 8.5 in reading, 7.5 in listening, 7 in speaking, and 6 in writing. I told my friend then, Yemi and his wife told me, I should call for a remark and all of that, but I didn't really know so much about remark. A lot of people were not doing remark at that time. And then remark was about 47,000 naira then. And I did the exam for 98,000 thereabouts then. So I thought about it. Instead of writing the remark, I could actually write another one, just put like 20 or 30,000 naira and then write another one. So I trashed the remark story. I wrote another one in 2019 August. I wrote this writing, the listening, and the reading on a Saturday, and then I think the Tuesday after it, I did the speaking, and I was actually in labor. I was in labor of my daughter. I absconded from the hospital to go and do my speaking at Ogudu, all the way from Igodo. My husband and I, my partner in crime, he drove me down to go and do the speaking. I was 3cm dilated when I left the hospital, but I was contracting painlessly. That's for another story. That's people that knows me, that know that story of mine. So I was contracting painlessly, but I was 3cm dilated. I got to Ogudu. I was contracting really bad, but it wasn't so painful, so I was able to cope. And I did the speaking. I rushed back to the hospital and had my baby the second day. The result came out a few days after the naming ceremony, and I did really bad. I think the writing and reading, I had 6.5, 6.5, so there was no point calling for a remark. I did that. I told a lot of people before I wrote that particular IELTS. I told everybody about it. I was going to write IELTS and all of that. I was even chatting with my friends before I entered into exam hall and all of that. My mom, everyone was aware. It came down like that. Another money wasted. My friend that really introduced me to the JAPA story traveled in August 2019. So I was left alone. So I, continued. I think I now wrote the last one. I wrote the third one in January, just before lockdown, January 2022. January 2020, sorry. Was it January or March? I think, okay. So I wrote the third one in March, in February. I think February, March, thereabouts. The result came out in March. And then, before doing that, I actually went for tutorials. I prepared so well. I went for tutorial, face-to-face tutorial. I did a lot of practice and all of that. And then the result came out. All good. Writing 6 again. And I was like, God. At this time, I didn't really tell so many people about it, but I told people, everyone was aware. Then I had 6 again in writing. I had every other one fine, and 6 in writing again. I was like, God, when will I stop contributing 85,000 naira to British Council? God. So then we entered into lockdown. Everything was on standstill. I think 8 weeks after, it was, you could call for a remark as long as 6 weeks, but I think 7 weeks after, I just, just thought to myself, let me call for a remark. And then I called for a remark. I told them that I was, my husband is a medical person, myself, and my husband was working during the COVID period, even though I wasn't really working. So I told them about the COVID experience and all that, and they allowed me to remark after 7 weeks. And I remarked it, and my score jumped from a whooping 6.0 to 7.5 in writing. You can imagine. But one thing at that time was, I didn't tell anyone that I wanted to call for a remark. I didn't tell my husband. I didn't tell anybody. I just did it on my own. I was lying on my bed that morning, and I did it all on my own, called for a remark, sent a mail to them that I wanted to remark, and gave explanations why I took long, and then paid the money and all of that. I didn't tell anybody about it. I didn't tell my husband about it. And then the result came, I had 7.5. I was like, wow. Now, I'm not saying my husband, look at it now. My husband has been the one paying, like supporting me, helping me, doing the chores when I'm reading, and, caring for the children when I'm reading or when I have to do other things. He's been very, very supportive. So I can't say he's the devil behind me. But then, it worked. And he didn't get angry when I told him. I called for a remark, and then the result is out, and then I passed. And everyone was happy. Fast forward, I started applying for jobs for Highland, actually. Then Highland was very manual. It was analog. You had to fill the forms, print out the forms, fill it, and send it through DHL. Today DHL, tomorrow FedEx, next tomorrow UPS. I kept sending documents, and then it took forever. I told people about my Highland journey. I told them I was on Highland, I was all over, and then it took forever before I could get a decision letter. I was always praying and all of that. I got a decision letter eventually, I think in March 2021 or thereabouts, yeah. And then, since then, I started looking for a job in Ireland. All the recruitment agency, I think they set me up for like 3 interviews, and they said I didn't pass. I'm like, I've never failed an interview in all my life. All of my life, I have never failed an interview. Even if for schools, for everything, I have never failed interviews. I can fail exam, but I never fail interviews. So I just thought about it. Okay, let me just switch to UK. At that time, it's midwife. UK wasn't really they were even recruiting midwives. It was very hard. A lot of midwives have gone there. Few midwives have gone there actually did self-sponsor. So I started the UK journey. I wasn't getting jobs. I wasn't getting any job. I applied supporting statement. I even sent my supporting statement to a writer, to a lawyer. My friend barrister Ngwele told me what. I sent my supporting statement to him. I sent to my friend that is a writer. I sent to everybody. Because supporting statement is amazing. It's very good. So why are you not getting the job? Why you not? Oh God. So the more people tell me that your supporting statement is amazing, the more I feel bad that okay, it's like my village people they are on my case. And for people that know me very well, I tell you that my village people are very active. So then I knew that my village people were on my case, because where on earth am I not getting the job if everything is okay? And I'd like to tell you that I introduced a lot of people to the UK journey, and most of them got jobs even before me. Can you imagine? Some people were not even, like, I have a friend who was even thinking of traveling out, and I told her, are you not going to travel out? Well, I was battling with my own. Are you not going to travel out? Go and write that email. I added that to the group. I did a lot of things, sent materials to her, added that to support groups and all of that. And then on her first interview, her first job application, she got her first interview, and then she got the job with just one application. But while me, at that time, I'd already applied for over 100 jobs. So I told myself that I'm going to still encourage people to travel, but I'm not going to tell anybody about my journey anymore, because it's becoming terrible. And you can imagine this thing that comes with hope. Now, it's not by force to travel, yes. I wasn't really doing badly in Nigeria. But there's something with hope. You put your mind on something and then you're not actualizing it. It makes you feel like a loser, like you're not able to achieve something and all of that. Okay, so I started the UK journey. I continued my UK journey. Thanks to my friend Tayo, we're doing it together, looking for the jobs together and all that. And after some time, my friend got a job. And I haven't gotten a job. So I continued. At some point, I stopped telling anybody about the UK journey, because people start asking me, okay, when are you traveling now? Okay, show it traveling. Okay, you ought to have traveled by now. Okay, and everything was getting into my head, because it's not like I'm playing, I'm not looking. I'm doing all I can, but people trying to tell you that you ought to go with all of your preparation, with all of this. It got me weighed down. There's sometimes I just break down in my room, and I'll cry myself to sleep. And my husband will just look at me like, what's wrong with this one? When you are ready, you stand up. Some days you'll be like, hey, sorry. I know you are doing your best. Okay, what do you want? Do you want pepper soup? Because I like pepper soup. Do you want pepper soup? Do you want shawarma? Do you want burger? Do you want this and everything? I want pepper soup. I want burger. I want shawarma. Yeah. I want chicken. Yeah. Or do you want me to do the chores for you? Or do you want me to cook for you? Do you want me to do... Yeah. Yimu, I'll do. And that has been, my husband has been very, very supportive in the journey. Even though our story, the relocation journey actually taught us a lesson. And I'm going to say that in the part 2 of this story. The journey of our relocation taught us a very big lesson, which was pivotal in our relationship, in our marriage. So that's for another story. That's another story on its own. That's another day. That's for another day. So January, okay, so I think August 2021, September 2021, August, I wasn't getting a job. And then there's this red list stuff where we're already hearing that Nigeria was on the red list and all of that, and getting a job was going to be very hard because Nigeria has been banned and all of that. That was why my husband and I decided that we are going to do a self-sponsor. We're going to apply for the visa myself, go and come to the UK to write my OSCE, then after my OSCE, come back to Nigeria and start applying for a job. It will get easier because I have a UK pin. Oh, good. It sounded like a very good idea. And then we started it. I applied. I paid for the OSCE from Nigeria. I did all of that. I paid through Merchant Nurse for company and all of that. They are very reliable. I paid through my visa and all of that. And then I applied for the visa. I told a few people about it. And then I already know that, okay, I should not tell too many people about it because, one, it will raise the hope of people. Meanwhile, my hopes are raised, but then people will be expecting too much. So I didn't really tell so many people about it. And then I applied for the visa. The visa took long. I think it took 27 working days. Man, for the whole of 27 days, if I am meeting, and once the food is about to get to me, and I remember that my visa was UKV, and I dropped the food. For 27 working days, that's about 50 days for me, because weekend, public holidays and all of that, man, it was a whole lot. It was a whole lot for me. And then the visa came back denied. For reasons I don't know, because I had everything all planned out, and then the visa came out denied. Oh, at that time, I think somebody said because I did not put my own bank statements, my complete bank statement, even though I had a sponsor and all of that, and my sponsor bank statement was complete. Oh, it was denied, no problems. I did another one again. Okay, then I did all the bank statements, I put everything, I did everything. In fact, I had to use an agent, I think, that helped me apply for everything and all of that. And then this one, I think I applied in November, December, January. My visa wasn't out. It was the longest moment of my life. I was so good. If somebody abused me, and people that know me know my mouth is very sharp. Somebody will abuse me and I'll just be looking, it's not your fault. I'll just look and pass. Conductor will abuse me when I'm driving. And I'm like, it's not your fault though. Because of what I'm expecting. Somebody even jammed me, like bashed my front, is it my rear, the light in the front. Instead of me to do all the Lagos way that I can do, I'm just looking at it like, wait down, just go. And then, just before the result came out, I had an accident at work. I fractured my ankle while I was trying to resuscitate a baby due to hospital faults, because that's another story on its own. The hospital tap was leaking. I slipped through the water on the floor while I was trying to resuscitate a baby. Thankfully, myself and the baby were okay. The baby was fine after all, but my leg, I fractured my leg, and I didn't know on time because, of course, the adrenaline in me while I was trying to, resuscitate the baby and make sure that the mother and the baby were fine. I didn't know on time, and I had a lot of deliveries. So it's just me on duty in the primary health care center, so you can imagine. I had like 2 other deliveries that night. I took 2 other deliveries that night. I referred patients, if you know Lagos, you refer patients from one hospital to the other and all of that. But then I discovered that my leg started swelling. I applied the bandage. I did. And then I got home. I told my mom, like it became a whole rancor at work because I sent a message and somehow some guys felt like I was trying to expose them or something, and it became a very big issue at work while I was nursing my own leg. When I got home, I got to the hospital. I went to the hospital the second day, and then did an X-ray, and they said, okay, there was a fracture and all of that, though not much. And because I bandaged it on time, it wasn't displaced, it was all good. Okay, and we started the fracture journey. I got a query at work. So they said because I fractured my leg and I was rude to people, to the supposed boss that were supposed to make things right, they said I was rude. And then they said because I said I was not going to take delivery with a faulty tap system, that was rude and all of that. I had to respond to query. I had to apologize. I had to do a lot of things were happening that were affecting my mental health at that time. My mental health was badly affected. My self-esteem, ego, and all of that. I felt like a bad person. Like the whole of Lagos State knew about this issue. The whole of Lagos Primary Health Center, the primary health care board knew about this issue. And I was like, I am a good person. I know that, even if nobody is telling me that at that point. Plus, I had a lot of things going on with me. And I tell you that it was the second day that I fractured my leg that the response for my visa came out and it was denied. Hey God, it was denied. When I was thinking, okay, maybe this is just a getaway, all of that, I'm just to resign after this and all of that. And then it was, so I had to stay in that hospital. I had to stay at work. I had to stay around and all of that. And I was like, God, my mental health, self-esteem, everything was badly affected. Days I cry my eyes to sleep. I had to be on cast. I couldn't go out. I couldn't do a lot. I couldn't move around. Thank for my mommy. My mother, Yadola. I'm so thankful for her. My mommy was with me all through. She cooked for me. She do everything for me while I'm on the spot. She take care of my kids, two of my husband. My husband is amazing. God, what would I have done without the two of them in my life? So we kept on like that. And I tell you that I was also running a degree program in Lautech. At that time, I had to go to Bomosho too because I had to do my final exam. You can imagine the project wahala, everything, the defense, the seminars, and all of that. Coupled with my leg explaining me. I carried my leg. At that point, my fracture was getting better. I had to remove the cast because I didn't use a POP cast. I used an air cast. So I had to drop the cast at home in Lagos. Came to Bomosho with bandage, and then if you have been to Bomosho, you know that the kind of waka that is in that place. I had to walk up and down, barua, bike, and all of that in the school. Meanwhile, I thought they were calling me to resume back, even with my fractured leg, and it's not even up to 6 weeks yet. They were telling me to resume that I didn't have a fracture, I had a sprain. Can you imagine all of that? A fractured leg, school stress, and a denied visa. You can imagine the money, the mental exhaustion, the emotional exhaustion, oh God. It can only be imagined. It is best imagined. And all of that. In the middle of that again, like at some point, I was like, it's like God does not like me, like what's happening? And I can remember one day, I was speaking with my friend on phone, and I was like, it's like God has just forgotten me. It's like God is against me. It's like everything is against me. I was on bike that day. And the bike man just said, if God for you, nobody can be against you. Oh, that day, I just looked at him like, something you wanted to tell him that, okay, better shut up if you don't know what you are saying. Because that morning, I received the results again. I wrote IELTS. Okay, I got back from Ogbomoso. I got back from school. While I was preparing for exam in school, I was going to write my IELTS when I get back home. Because my IELTS that I wrote in 2020, that I passed in 2020, at 2022 March, it got expired. So all of this was in 2022. So My IELTS I had the pressure of my IELTS was going to get expired. I'm not getting a job. I had a fracture to deal with. I have bosses at work to deal with, and queries and talks and all the side talks and all of that. I had my denied visa to deal with, and I had, a lot of things were going on. And the fact that I'm not able to walk about, I'm not a very, very gentle person. I'm not somebody that can sit down in your own place. And the fact that I had to sit at home, I had to be at home. I can't even do some stuff. And my small kids, my 1 and 2 year old kids, okay, my 3 and 2 year old kids were there. They were, there are sometimes that innocently they make jest of me with my crutches. They just carry my crutches and run away. They will be running away with my crutches. And then I cannot run after them. So, and all of that. And then I came back from the promotion to come and write another IELTS. And then the IELTS came, I failed again. God. Is this not village people? And I'm like, these are the things that make me usually say that my village people are very active. Because, a lot of people knew that I was going to write my IELTS and all of that. And, I was seeking help. And then I wrote the IELTS, it failed. It was that morning that I was in the bike talking to my friend. And I can remember April 1st, 2022. It was a Friday. I was on a call. And then the bike man said, if God be for you, who can be against you? I was like, something wanted to tell me that, Oga, if you don't know what you are saying, better just keep quiet. And that thing just said, keep quiet. Just keep quiet. I was like, water was coming down from my eyes. I was crying. I got home. I had to prepare for another IELTS because at that time, I got a job. In fact, I got 3 jobs at that time. And all of them were saying that my IELTS was getting expired. They cannot proceed with me without my IELTS. And then I wrote the first time. I wrote another IELTS. And then I wasn't passing again. And then, with these jobs, if it's taking a while, they can just tell you that they will withdraw their offer and all that. If I won at some point, withdrew their offer. Because it was getting so long. It was like a space of 3 weeks and I wasn't having the IELTS result. And then they told me that they were withdrawing their offer and all of that. Oh gosh, I almost ran mad. And then I knew that stopping wasn't an option. Because I've been looking for this job all along, and I got this job, and then my IELTS is on the way, and I was on crutches again, and all of that, and I had to go and do the exam with crutches and all of that. I couldn't move. Like, God. Now I wrote the second IELTS exam. This time I passed, thankfully. I actually enrolled for another tutorial, even though I knew I didn't need it. But let me just see what I'm doing. Let me see what I'm not doing right and all of that. So I enrolled for a tutorial, an online tutorial, and then I wrote the exam. I passed. Oh gosh, it was a very big sign of relief. And I was talking to my friend yesterday or something, and I was like, it was a wedding, and I was on my way to a wedding when I received the IELTS result. At that point, it wasn't a call for celebration for me. It was like a call to rest, like just to rest. You've been through a lot. I wasn't celebrating it. I was only celebrating my sanity, my mental health, because I've been through stress, mental stress, physical stress, emotional stress. And this thing, in fact, was having an impact on my marriage, on my relationship with my husband. Because at some point, I just snap. I just get angry over nothing or over a very little thing. And then everything becomes fire. And then he will just look and like, am I in the wrong place? Like, it really strained my relationship. Had a very big impact on me. Thankfully, that my husband is actually very understanding and peaceful, because I'm not very peaceful. And my husband is very peaceful. I passed the IELTS. Thank God. So I knew that, okay, I had the jobs to face. I had mails to send. I had to face the job, the trust that gave me job, and tell them that I have my IELTS and I'm ready and all that. So all of that, they were not like, okay, where do I actually feel mentally aroused to tell people that, oh, I'm traveling out? Because look at all the things I've been through. Look at all what I've been through. So like getting the job, landing the job, getting the IELTS sorted out and all of that, were like just rest, like little piece of rest in between all of that. And then we started the planning. And at some point, when I tell people about it, when I tell, I've seen a job, I've passed my IELTS, so these people will just go blank on me. Like, go blank on me. 2 weeks, I will not hear anything from them again. I'm like, God. And somebody told my husband, don't talk to anybody about me again in your life. Please, just leave me alone. Let me be sorting my life. Because my husband is this generally free person. Yeah, better let your wife travel out. Thank God I married a nurse, so better let your wife travel out. My wife has passed out here tears. My wife has done this. And I told him, please, Oga, stop talking about me again. Stop telling people again. Stop telling people about me again. Let people go and do their stuff on their own. Leave me alone. Don't let me run mad. As much as I love pepper soup, there was a time during this travel that I felt like if I take another pepper soup, it's like I want to pepper my life. For you to know the extent of the pepper that was going on with me, I knew that if I take another pepper soup, like literally drinking pepper soup, it was like adding more pepper to what is already burning in my life. I couldn't take pepper soup. I couldn't take anything. I lost so much weight. And people like, people will look at you and like, why? What's wrong with you? What's this? What's that? You're not this fashionable again, no. Why are you not fashionable again? Why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing that? And they will not know what is happening. And you cover it with a smile. Oh, I'm trying to lose weight. There are days that I forget to eat. Like, I forget to eat. And then nobody knew about it. Now, look at all what I've been through. Eventually did the discreet stuff. Did my stuff, and then it's like, like you just passed through a finish line. Like, I didn't gallantly walk through the finish line. I literally passed through the finish line. And then people are saying, she did not tell me when she wanted to travel out. She did not tell me when she wanted to travel out. It means I'm the devil. Hey! My sister, you're not the devil. The devil is gone, is my village people. And my village people are not smiling. So this is to encourage somebody that's going through their relocation journey. I know it's not easy with a lot of people. That once you are in it, just keep at it. You will get it. Keep at it. Be consistent. Do things to better yourself. Review whatever document you are having, and then continue to pray. I remember I have a friend. She's now in Canada. She too, she's doing this at Canada. Canada can be emotionally stressing and time-consuming. And as she's never hearing anything from them anymore. And then we'll call her and say, I go to her house. Or we'll just see somehow, and then we'll cry and cry and cry. We'll clean our faces, and then we'll start laughing again. If I need somebody to talk to cry to do this. In fact, at the point that she got some of her documents sorted, she didn't tell me. Because we're all understanding that this thing doesn't want people to talk about it. At the time that she started getting response and all of that, she didn't tell me. And I was not pleased. I was not angry. Don't tell me. Just tell me that everything has worked out. Don't tell me. Please, don't tell me anymore. Just tell me that everything. So when she told me, she didn't tell me, that this and this and this what happened, and then they're about to travel, I was very happy. How would I be mad? God will not be allowing me to get angry on top of good thing. So please, if people don't tell you about the relocation journey, it's not because they don't want to tell you. People are going through a lot. People went through a lot. You cannot imagine what people have been going through, but they will not tell you. Because, do you want me to be boring you with all of the stories? I should carry the whole of my life probably and come and put on your table, even when you know you have yours. No, it won't work like that. So please, don't make enemies. If people don't tell you about their journey, about their JAPA, so far they have told you, please be genuinely happy for them. There is none of my friends that will travel now, or that I will get angry that you not tell me. Once you are happy, now you have traveled, thank God. You are happy now, thank God. How can I come in? How can I help you? If you need my help, I'm just in the corner. Wherever you have put me, I'm there for you. That's just the least anybody would have. And then you see that those people will come back to tell you all of the stories. They'll tell you what they've been through. And it's not because you are the devil, or because you stop it, or because they actually think that you cannot travel or something. No, it's because shit are going on. Thank you for listening to my story. Now, in another episode, I'm going to talk about the impact of this relocation, of the relocation process of my marriage. I hope you will join. Take care. Bye.